You know I had to, right? Had to play the OP of CS1. But hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another session of Cold Steel 4. Last time we beat the game, in a way. Turns out there's a true ending to the game. And we're going to do that today. I'm going to spend the rest of the time talking about my thoughts and opinions of the journey so far, since it's not technically over yet, along with my general review and, thoughts about Cold Steel 4 and Cold Steel 3 and 4 combined, because Trails likes to do things in duologies, and so CS3 and 4 are technically its own duology. You know how it is by now. So if we load the clear game, so basically it says if you met the, so here's what the guide says. If you have met the conditions to see the true ending, which involves doing the Holy Beast's Trial side quest, which I think was, which one was that? Was that the one? I think that was the one where we fought Argus. I'll say, hey, thanks, Squavs. Once you defeat the you go and fight the final boss again. Once you defeat the second part of the final fight, the game will offer another option. Can I just start right from here? Where does this take me? This is a clear data. You can restart the game from the point after the battle against the Ebon Knight or before the final battle against Osborne. Restarting from after the battle against the Ebon Knight will reveal the option. Oh, so I can just start after the Ebon Knight. Wow, this is gonna be a really quick stream then. Well, maybe I'll do part 1 of the book reading then. I'll get the short books out of the way then, I guess, in that case. Okay, let's just restart after the Ebon Knight fight. We don't need to go through all that again if we don't need to. Tread the path to the unknown. Yes. Oh, so it just starts us here.
The pale darkness!
Something's coming. It's Reen! Yes! He did it!
I kind of thought they would show the fight actually, with Osborne and Reen.
Reen, you won!
I'm so relieved.
Interesting.
Seriously, you always have to make us worry to the very end, don't you?
Crazy bastard pulled it off.
Huh? Is something the matter, Crow? Wait, where's Milliam?
I'm right here.
I like how Crow knows what's up, but Eustace is just all about Milliam.
Don't scare me like that. The Ashen Knight has won. This should put an end to... Milliam? What's wrong?
I had a feeling this would happen.
Huh? What do you mean?
Okay. This just might work. What do you think, Valimar? Can you make it?
Yes, all of the powers have converged in me. Breaking through the atmosphere should pose little trouble.
What?
You...
Breaking through the atmosphere?
No, it can't be. You can't keep it under control any longer, can you?
The curse's true form. The endless malice of Ishmelga, the Ebon Knight.
That's right.
Relinquish it to me.
Hey Zephyr, how's it going?
It belongs to me. Your soul, your entire being.
I like how we've heard Ishmelga's dialogue since the beginning of, or not the beginning, but like, you know, mid-ish CS1 / endish CS1. It's pretty cool, actually.
So, this is it. The being that ate away at Emperor Drykel's and my father. When the Ebon Knight was corrupted by Mouse, its logic system awoke as its own self-conscious entity. Evil personified. It sought to become an almighty being, controlling humanity by spreading its curse. But now, it's been torn from its physical form and brought to our plane. Making this my one and only chance to destroy it for good.
Wait, no! What are you going to do?
There has to be another way! You bastard! Screw you! And screw your bullshit plan, too!
Agreed. It's far too early to give up.
Whoa, hang on now.
Does that mean he's back to his old self?
I am. It must be because Ishmelga's hold over me has weakened. Elisa, please forgive me for everything I've done these past 10 years.
Father, it's finally you.
Reen, to the very end, your father never gave up. He knew that the only way to be rid of the Great One was to isolate its essence in our plane. With the blessing bestowed on you by the Holy Beast, you can finish what he started.
You mean the Earth in prison? So that's what it was for all along.
I was gonna say, when did that come into
Would be
play?
worth an attempt at the very least.
Hey Asta, how's it going?
The Great One is nearly complete. We may still have a chance to seal Ishmelga away if we act now. But first, you must remove that which has become entangled in your soul. We will need the strength of all your companions.
Well, what are we waiting for?
Our hearts are with you.
And not just ours.
Everyone else is with you too. Every single person in the Empire hoping to reverse the Great Twilight and end this curse. Let's do it! What do we have to lose?
We believe in you, Reen. So please, don't give up.
I won't. Let's do this, everyone.
I'll analyze the Great Twilight and establish a spiritual network with everyone else. I'll get Rose, Vita, and the others to help too.
Million boost, go!
Everyone, please! Connect your hearts to Instructor Reen!
Oh, dude, we're spirit bombing this. Also, of course, we have to play the CS3 opening. Let's go.
This light!
I see. They've almost made it.
Elise! Your Highness! Of course. Reen needs us. We have to help him no matter what. This is...
It's the same spiritual connection Class 7 has.
Yeah. I can feel their presence. It's like they're right here with me.
They must have used their Arcus 2s along with His Highness's artifact to create a wide-range spiritual network.
Yep! We reached the final branch! Hang in there, everyone! You can do it!
Shit! Gonna have to kick this into high gear.
Right. Reen, Ash, we're coming.
We'll lend you our strength, too. Schwarzer! It's time you showed us your pride as a swordsman!
If we can only overcome this, we may bring about a future none of us dared to dream of.
All right. Let's do it, everyone.
We'll be there soon, guys. Just you wait.
Long as we're all together, nothing can stand in our way.
Indeed. I shall fight for my lady's future, and for ours as well.
Thomas Lysander, we'll need your assistance if we hope to make it in time.
Of course. I swear it, as the partitioner.
Sounds like now's the time to strike.
Oh, hey.
Rutger. Leanne. I see. When Valimar absorbed the power of your divine knights, your souls came along with them.
Indeed. We've been watching over you through every battle since. Reen, you are the sum of the hopes of many. Now, show us the strength that lies within you.
V's out there counting on you, and all your buddies beside her, too.
Indeed, that is your truest strength, one which each of us lacked.
Father.
Now is the time for you to use that strength. Join with your allies and purge that vile, pitiful flame from your soul. What? Tricles, you would dare call me pitiful?
I will. He is I, and I am him. But you are not us.
What is this? Pathetic mad! Cease your pointless struggle!
8 leaves, 1 blade, 7th form, void. Enlightened! Spirit Unification!
Reen! You did it!
Thank goodness!
No, we're not done yet.
It's Ishmelka's astral form. Separating it from an awakener forced it to materialize in our plane.
And by trapping that form within the Holy Beast's prison, we've allowed it to merge with a tremendous amount of power. But now that it's materialized, we have a chance, however slim, of destroying it for good.
I see.
The Great One, Ishmelga Lode.
Pathetic scum! Be damned! Damned to the bottomless reaches of Gehenna!
Its power is staggering.
This is only a fraction of the true might the Great One would possess were it fully reforged. But if we don't stop it soon, it will surely grow strong enough to bring the world to ruin.
This thing's no joke!
We'll just have to deal with it, right here and now. I'm with you there, but just how do we fight something that huge?
What about Valimar and Ordine?
Regrettably, my power level is critically low.
It appears the reforging of the Great One has drained us of all our remaining energy.
Damn it! What do we do?
Looks like we'll just have to go it alone then.
I beg to differ.
Oh, hey, Queen.
Was that Principal Le Guin? Then that means
Hey, Chip, how's it
I've
going?
established a spirit path connection. We're
Also,
coming.
BRB. Bye-bye.
I'll use my partitions to provide us some footing.
Wings, take us there!
Ooh!
Made it! Sorry to keep you guys waiting.
We've got your back!
We'll be your strength, Class 7.
For the honor of our Lord, and to uphold her will!
We will be the light that illuminates your path!
We've set up a spiritual network from here as well. The Courageous 2 is ready to assist you.
We can provide you backup with our remote orders. Reen, everyone, please! We're all counting on you! Just promise you'll come back safely when it's over.
Sorry, guys. Don't have the strength to fight, but we can at least help you out with our orders.
Best of luck. Our future is in your hands.
Right!
You mean the disorders that they have? There we go. There's the classic Falcom spiral into madness. You'll need 3 teams for the Ishmelga Lodge battle. Log. I don't know. Split the Class 7 members and allies into 3 groups. Reen's team will engage the enemy head-on. Joy, oh joy. Well, here's what I'm gonna do. Oh, God, there's so many people. Hey. Well, hey, you know, we're gonna definitely have Crossbell be its own team, right? Elliot, where are you? You need to be in Team A. Team C. Okay, well, you have these two as mages. Okay, I need to balance this. I'm not worried about this team. This team is A-okay. We're good to go here. No problems whatsoever. Oh my god, alright. Let's see. Well, I need strong mages, too. Can't just ignore mages. I do have Tobro as a mage, too. Can always bring him along as well. Ho-hum. Dude, I don't know. Oh boy. Well, I gotta have Queen in there, too. Sorry, Sarah, but we gotta do it this way. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to like put in everybody like in terms of their stuff, whatnot, but yeah, I'm not too worried about A. B, I don't even know. Well, the Crossbell team for sure, right? We gotta have the Crossbell team, and then we'll have these heavy hitters. They'll be less on the mage side. But I have Tio and Ellie, which is fine. I should put another mage in there. Yeah, that'll be better. C has the crossbow, or the original, yeah, the OG. The OG. I'm sorry, guys, I don't really need you a whole lot. No. Yes. This'll work. Yeah, probably. Change equipment and save. Man, freaking I don't know. I'm probably good on equipment. Alright, let's do it. Start the final battle. Aw, yeah.
Be on guard. It's strong.
Dude, look at the design on this.
Everyone, remain vigilant.
Nothing much, just me agonizing over making my teams, Chip. Freaking X gear. Facing Ishmelga. You can switch between the 3 different teams against Ishmelga. Choose which team suits your best current needs best by pressing the down button. Physical reflect. Well, that's gonna hurt.
I'll save you.
Thanks.
This is the true final boss. The super TLB. And arts reflect? Oh. Well, hey, let's go to B.
It's my turn.
So you're an arts guy, it seems. Alright, no problem. No problem. We good. No biggie. No biggie. We can do this. We just got an art spam. No problem.
To me.
He says as... Oh no, you're the physical one. Well, maybe I should swap over to someone physical then. Like you.
Take my place. I'll take over.
Yes. Beginning analysis.
Analysis complete.
Protects Ishmelga from physical attacks. Oh, so you're the physical guy. Okay, yeah, no problem, no problem. No problemo. We can do that. I definitely used the order at the very wrong time.
Break them! Raging hammer!
Got it! Try this on for Crimson Gale!
Oh, for heck's sake, man.
Yes.
Well, I can at least provide support then.
Arcus activate.
I might have to bust out Queen.
Gotcha! They're open! Gotcha! Let's go!
I really like the concept of this boss too. This is so cool. Oh yes, that's how we do it. Oh yes, that's how we go.
It's my turn.
Well, if you're good, then let's bring out
You
Queen.
got this, right?
I'll see to this.
How? Proud warrior!
I'm ready.
Yeah, this is a really good song. It's so just emotional and hopeful.
My turn. Try this on for Crimson.
Randy, why did you go all the way over there?
It's my turn!
Oh.
It ends here! Rising sun!
Man, how nice would it be if this just killed right now? Oh, still no.
My turn.
It did half the thing though. That's impressive though.
It's off balance. An opening.
Whose S break do we want to end it with? Whose S break should we end it with? Probably Aurelia, right?
Show me you can withstand this.
If it actually kills. It probably will.
Your end comes.
Yeah, that's right. Also, while the transition is happening, hey, Ooh Kirby, thank you for the follow. Alright, nope, we're gonna go to C now, because I don't want to deal with this. So, if you're physical, that means you're magical. Well, this is an awkward team for that, then.
Light the way! Noble!
But it's not that huge of a deal. I could still do magic against,
Arcus activate.
Moving out. You're finished. Yeah.
It's my turn now. Please take over. I'll handle the rest. Analyzing enemy unit. I got it.
Oh yeah, you are, like, ready to die.
Arcus activate. Here you go.
Although we have a long way to go. I should probably do a Brave Order for arts. Oh yeah, we got a long way to go, don't we? ATS large. I could get Elegant Waltz if I can get that one back. I just do this? Should I just do this and switch over to Elisa? That'd be pretty funny.
Ready to go! I will not falter again!
I kind of like Joshua's quote from Sky though when he did Phantom Raid. I won't run no more. But that was, I mean, his quote here, you know, I won't falter no more, is pretty good too. But I liked how he did it in Sky. Oh no, 349 damage. So sadness.
Blow. Elegant waltz.
turn now.
Oh, you got canceled? That's funny.
It's my turn. Arcus, activate.
Wait, that means I can just keep on casting that. That's funny. Come on, Emma. Show us the Aeonian Empire. Emperor, I mean, goddamn. I think Osborne used this against us, right? Yeah, he did. Just calling out lost arts like nobody's business. Oh! Wow. Come on now. How can we not end it on Wheel of Time? If this even kills. It probably will, but I don't know. If not, I'll switch over to Elisa and do hers. Yeah, overkill much.
It's my turn.
So do you still have the whole thingy-majig? No, you're good. Wait a minute, why is Altina on the front? Huh? That's not how I had the tactics, right?
My turn. Prepare yourself. Shatter.
That is not how I had that.
It's my turn. Let's get him.
It's mine.
Now, search mode activate. Detailed information.
Weak 2, nothing. Ishmelga manifested in physical form without its awakener. Terrifyingly powerful, immune to physical attacks and arts. Unless you beat part B and C first.
I shall go.
And it would not be Off Trail's final boss fight without having some friends.
Detailed information obtained.
Okay, I see you.
An opening. It's down.
Hurt, I'm relying on here, buddy.
I'll save you.
Thanks. I'm up.
Hurt and Reen. Wow, that's a cool art. That's just a better version of Crow's. Oh, well, Crow's gives stats though, right? No. Oh, well, I guess it gives insight. That's a great order.
Let's go. Take the infernal jam, huh?
Very well. Prepare yourself. Shatter. There.
They're mine. I shall go.
I'm burned. Why am I on fire?
Arcus activate.
None of my watch.
An opening. There.
Hmm.
They're mine.
Log crest, huh?
All right.
That will not save you, my friend. That'll probably kill.
Arcus, activate.
What? I have to scan that one too?
Not today.
Don't give up. I'll save you.
Thanks.
I'm up. Take the infernal jam, huh?
Yeah.
My turn.
What? The heck? It's a different friend?
Let's go. Prepare yourself. Shatter.
I shall go.
Oh, it
Search
is.
mode activate. Detailed information obtained.
Aww.
All right. Arcus, activate.
It's my turn. Crimson Slash.
Not today.
Eek.
Danger level high. Switch.
Watch and learn.
Showtime.
Oh, well, heck.
Prepare yourself. Shatter. It's down.
They're mine.
Why does Reen still go berserk if he yeeted Ishmelga from him? That's a very good question. Well, that didn't last long. No, it's not like a huge deal.
I'm up.
It's not like it lasted a whole while.
Let's go.
He's even got the eyes of Ishmelga too.
Come through now.
You're wide open. An opening. It's down.
Kurt, thank you so much for going evasion tank right now. I really appreciate that.
Go berserk. Infernal hunt.
All right. Set striker. Let's get him.
It's mine. Moving
I noticed. Yes, it is quite busted.
Let's
The
go.
inside on that is huge. Play dance?
Let's go. Prepare yourself. Shatter. It's down.
They're mine.
I'm up. Come through. It's down.
You're wide open. Moving out.
Oh, he has friends again. Can I just smack you with Criminal Edge?
Showtime.
Yes, I can.
All right.
Burn brighter. Full vermilion.
It's my turn. Take this.
I'm up.
I need Reen to get back a CP though.
Now.
You're wide open.
I want to end on his S break.
Let's go. There.
They're mine.
My turn.
Ugh, freaking Reen. What will I do without you? What would you do without Crow?
Let's go.
Hang on.
Very well.
Oh no! Criminal Edge.
Showtime. There.
An opening. I'm up.
Ow! Why is that not impeding?
Crimson slot now.
You're wide open.
Ow.
An opening.
Kurt too good. I couldn't even end on Reen's S break. God damn it. Whoops. Kurt too powerful. I can never win in my fancy endings, can I? See ya, Estelle.
What the? I won't let you.
Instructor. Reen. It's okay. I got him.
Milliam.
Reen Bean.
Stay away. Stay away from me.
Is this...
opportunity to grow stronger in strife. What is the source of human prosperity and strength, if not struggle and hardship?
This is the consciousness the Ebon Knight's logic system gained after being influenced by humanity. It was consumed by malice, manipulated its creators, the gnomes, and spread its curse across the world.
In other words, this thing is humanity's creation. The very concept of strife drove its every act. And for better or for worse, led us to where we are now. War forced us to innovate. Conflict forced us to evolve. In leading us to such power and knowledge, I suppose you're almost like a god.
Exactly. A god with power beyond compare. Become my awakener, and you too can...
Sorry. I'll pass. This is the beginning of a new age. An age ruled by humanity. We're going to accept responsibility for our past, the actions that created you. And by doing so, we'll rise to even greater heights. Farewell, Ishmelga. I'm not sure if you even have a soul, but I hope you find your way to Adios.
You've finally done it, Reen.
Yeah. Somehow. To be honest, it feels a little strange talking to you like this. Father and son.
Oh, does it now? Who do you think held you in his arms when you were but an infant? I do believe I'm starting to feel a bit of regret over leaving you all to Teo.
Well, to be fair, I've known him as my dad for quite a bit longer. But I'm glad I was able to learn your true intentions. To meet the real you. There's no doubt in my mind that we're father and son. We kinda share a few of the same tendencies, after all.
Oh, such as our penchant for self-sacrifice, perhaps. I can't argue with you on that point. But unlike me, you still have a long life ahead of you. Don't throw it away for others. Use it to protect them, just as they would you. And most importantly, never give up, no matter what. Surely these lessons were at the core of your master's teachings.
In this time of turbulence, become that flashing blade which illuminates the darkness, even if for the briefest moment. I believe you and those comrades whose souls are intertwined with yours are capable of this.
I see. I understand now. All right? I'll take those words to heart.
I'm glad to hear it.
You have to go now, don't you?
I do. My time here has nearly run out. I'll forever be grateful we had this chance to finally meet as father and son.
Yeah. Me too.
As for Milliam, Claire, Lecter, and Rufus, my loyal children of blood and iron. Please tell them I'm sorry. Now farewell, my dear son.
Goodbye, Dad.
Instructor Reen.
So it's over then?
Yeah.
Guess the Society's making a break for it.
Yes. And it seems the Great Twilight has dissipated as well.
That's not the end of our problems, though.
Right. The Imperial Army and the Mille Mirage forces will likely begin advancing on each other soon.
In fact, Supreme Commander Van Dyke and Lieutenant General Bright may have already taken action.
Reen, your hair!
Oh, let's go.
How about that? It must be a sign I'm free of the curse.
So that means you're no longer the sacrifice.
I'm so relieved. Black hair really does suit you better, Instructor. You're back to normal now.
Good thing, too. I was getting tired of you stealing my look. Glad I got to see the real you one last time.
That's right.
Now that the Great Twilight's over...
I knew it was coming, but...
Come on now. I told you I was running on borrowed time anyway. So, how about you guys send me off with some smiles this time around?
That goes for me, too.
Milliam?
What do you mean? It's like I said. I was a weapon created just for the rivalries. Now that the ritual's done, I'm fading away with it. So it's time for me to say goodbye.
Milliam.
No, please. But why?
Damn it.
This is not a fate you need accept.
What? Falamar? Ordine?
Join me, my siblings.
Let us gather together one final time.
Very well.
Understood.
Huh? The Divine Knights?
Perhaps they returned due to the Great One's defeat.
Precisely. It feels as if we are awakened at last from a long, harrowing dream.
The rivalry of the Seven is complete, and the curse of the Great One is no more.
The Ebon Knight has left our ranks, but perhaps that is for the best.
Incredible. Seeing them all together. They're magnificent.
It would seem all the conditions have now been met.
Father! So you were an immortal too, huh?
Yes, I became one as a result of being taken over by the chief of the gnomes. I'm so sorry, my dear Elisa. We were finally able to talk for the first time in years, and now I must leave you again. But before I do, allow me to give you a gift, the fruit of my long years of research. Divine Knights, I stand before you now as Chief of the Kin of Earth and implore you. Run the Sacrament Program of Lost Zem, the Septarian of Earth. Rematerialize the sword from its concept form and convert all remaining energy to biomass to create a vessel.
Huh?
What?
Is this...
Precisely, Emma dear. What we're doing now is the very same act the mages sought to perform back in the Dark Ages. Something normally impossible. But now that we have the power of 2 Septarians, even miracles are within our grasp.
I never dreamed I would see the day when this would be possible. You've impressed me, Black Alberic. No, Franz Reinford.
All I've done is lay the groundwork. Now I need your help.
With pleasure.
Divine Knights, I stand before you now as Elder of the Kin of Fire and implore you. Run the Sacrament Program of Arc Rouge, the Septarian of Fire. Stabilize the soul that resides in the sword, and affix the other to its reconstructed vessel.
Right, very well. Understood. Of course. Acknowledged.
What the?
Their powers are combining.
How is this possible? The Septarians of Fire and Earth being used in tandem.
It feels so warm. Unbelievable.
Kia, is this like...
Yeah. It's like a super magnified version of the power I used to heal Shizuku.
What the hell was that? Man, why are you guys trying to upstage me? I was looking forward to making my big dramatic exit even better than last time. What gives? Why are you all staring at me like that? Have I got something on my... But how? I was fading away. I felt it. And my hair, too. My body feels whole again.
Crow. Your complexion, the color of your hair. You look like yourself again.
We did it!
But, Milliam...
She's still... This is a real miracle, huh? But man, I'm so tired all of a sudden. Sorry, just gotta take a little nap.
Hey, Milliam.
It's okay. I think she's just fallen asleep. Being permanently materialized into our world must have taken a lot out of her. Hey!
Reen! Crow!
Everyone.
Damn, that's some crowd!
I'm glad to see it was a success.
Father!
Valimar, Ordine, you're all...
We have used up the remaining power of the Septarians for one final miracle.
This will be the one and only time such an act will be permitted.
Thanks, partner.
Hold on. If Crow can come back, you should be able to as well, right, Father?
I'm afraid not. The chances of success are higher the less time a person has spent as an immortal. I've been like this for 10 years. This same method would not be able to revive me.
No. My lady.
Franz.
George, it may be too late for me, but you still have a chance to atone. Erebonia will need skilled engineers to rebuild, and I know you can fill that role in my stead.
I'll do you proud.
Sharon, I am deeply grateful for the way you've watched over my family in my absence. I hope that you will continue to care for my wife, daughter, and father-in-law in the future.
Of course. I promise to serve the Reinford family for as long as I'm wanted.
So this is how you choose to leave us, my foolish disciple.
I'm sorry. Please look after yourself, Professor. And my dear Elisa, I'm sorry our time together was so short, but what little we had was the happiest of my life. Please, take care. Tell your mother I love her, and give your grandfather my regards.
I will. Thank you for everything. I love you, Father.
Valimar. Is this goodbye?
Damn. So you guys are really gonna leave after all we've been through together?
Our sole purpose was to contain the power of the Great One.
With said duty fulfilled, our time in this world is over.
Stand tall, my awakener, son of my former awakener. And my true friend. It was my privilege to stand by your side through all of your struggles and moments of joy. Machine though I may be, seeing you grow and progress warmed my heart. Reed, I am proud of the man you have become.
It was an honor to have been your awakener. Thank you for everything, my friend. I'll never forget you.
Oh yes, Reem, Eustace, Altina. One more thing. When you find a moment, pay the workshop's biological research wing a visit. Be sure to bring the sword with you. So long.
They really were something else.
They did so much for us.
Yes. In Franz's final words,
It seems everything worked out for the best. I imagine His Excellency would be pleased.
Man, can you believe that guy? Taking the villain role and actually seeing it all the way through to the end. Guess that makes him a better dad to us Ironbloods than I gave him credit for. Maybe, deep down, that's why I never took my shot at getting revenge. Then again, since we survived, we gotta take responsibility for everything he did.
Indeed. Though I imagine you won't face too harsh a sentence. Especially since you still have a promise to keep to Princess Claudia.
What? You're kidding me, right? You RMP guys will catch a little flack, sure, but it's the intelligence division that'll end up with a boot up our ass.
Neither of you will be let off so easily. After all, the Empire will need your talents to be rebuilt. Just think of the chaos that will ensue as a result of halting Operation Jormungand so suddenly. Ceasefire negotiations will need to be held. Reparations will need to be made. Lifting the curse will do little on its own. The Empire, as we know it, may well collapse under the enormity of its sins. Which is why we'll need both the Intelligence Division and the RMP to maintain order.
Well, when you put it like that...
I will be the one to bear the responsibility for His Excellency's actions. It is the best way we can go about quelling the unrest in Erebonia and solving the issue of Crossbell all at once. I can think of no better way for us Ironbloods to honor him.
Understood.
Sheesh, fine.
Farewell, Your Excellency, and thank you for everything.
So long, old man. Keep an eye on me from Gehenna, will ya?
Hey, Princey boy. If you want to take it back, now's your last chance. Looks to me like you kind of just jumped right in without thinking it over. Sure, Ouroboros doesn't turn anyone away, but it's a big decision, you know?
I've already come this far. I may as well see it through. If I stayed in Erebonia, I wouldn't face any consequences. They wouldn't imprison the Crown Prince, after all. At worst, I might be disinherited, and then Alphen or Olivert would need to bear my burdens. As things are, it would be best for me to simply disappear from the Empire. And given recent events, you seem a bit short-staffed at the moment. I think I may be able to assist you. If I were to be accepted as an enforcer, I would have the freedom to do whatever I please, correct? I could use that freedom to finally see the world outside of Erebonia, just like Olivert.
Wow, guess you actually gave it some thought after all. Glad to see you finally grew a pair. All right then, come with me. We can take the Beowulf. And hey, I can introduce you to Daddy while we're there.
The War God? You're going to introduce me to him? You mean as your... Wait, no, this is Shirley we're talking about. Very well. Lead the way. Farewell, Alphen, Olivert. You as well, Kurt and Reen. Goodbye to all of you.
After everything that happened, over half a year passed in the blink of an eye. With the end of the Great Twilight, an armistice was declared on the second day of the Great War. Supreme Commander Van Dyke and Lieutenant General Bright worked together to minimize casualties during the negotiations. Meanwhile, the media reported that Emperor Eugen would return to the throne after recovering from his surgery. This was broadcast around the world, in tandem with the declaration that Calvert played no part in the assassination attempt. However, The truth only ended up plunging the Empire into greater turmoil and spurred a storm of criticism from other countries. Amid the chaos, Governor Regnitz stepped in to try to bring the situation under control. He issued the order for Erebonian troops to immediately return to the Empire. Many feared that Calvard might take this opportunity to strike back, but such fears proved to be unfounded. I can only assume it was because Calvert didn't want to take any chances against the far stronger Erebonian army. For the people of Erebonia, it was as if they had woken up from a nightmare. On the other hand, the people of Calvard began to criticize the Empire all the more fiercely. Fortunately, due to the evacuation efforts on the first day of the war, civilian casualties were kept to a minimum. President Rocksmith, nearing the end of his term, made careful efforts to placate his citizens. However, he found himself under serious pressure from the new president-elect and was made to demand astronomical reparations from the Empire. The provisional government in Erebonia, led by Governor Regnitz, was forced to negotiate. As part of the negotiations, he demanded that Calvert pledge to not invade Crossbell. Liberal, Remiferia, and the holy city of Arteria agreed, and jointly mounted pressure on the Republic to keep its troops within its borders. Reparations were eventually made, mostly funded by the Erebonian government, the Imperial family, the Reinford Group, and House Cayenne. As the Imperial army withdrew from Crossbell, discussions began between the Empire and Speaker McDowell. But the Governor General's personal defense force refused to stand down and took control of the city themselves. Rufus condemned their actions from prison, but they refused to back down, and the threat of a Calvardian invasion began to loom. So, the Crossbell Guardian Force, formerly the Crossbell Military Police, worked with the citizens to devise a solution. And on the day of Arkanseal's star-studded comeback performance, the Governor General's defense force was quickly subdued by citizen volunteers, and Crossbell was free once more. At the heart of the operation were the officers of the Special Support Section, saving their country yet again. While foreign affairs were steadily heading in the right direction, Erebonia's domestic issues showed no signs of stopping. With the news of Chancellor Osborne's death, the nobles he had kept in check scrambled to reclaim their former power. Class warfare broke out once more, and though the Imperial family tried to restore order, rumors of Prince Cedric's role in the Chancellor's warmongering caused their pleas to fall on deaf ears. The Crown Prince's mysterious disappearance only put them in a more difficult position. Just when things seemed their worst, Princess Alphen and the newly returned Prince Olivert engaged the public directly and sincerely. As a result, the Imperial family slowly started to win back the people's trust the continent over. Meanwhile, news of Crossbell's liberation stirred talk of independence in Jirai and North Ambria. Some argued, however, that the 10 years Jirai had spent as an SEZ had bolstered its economy and reduced poverty. The issue is still hotly debated, and those in charge are monitoring the situation carefully for fear of more conflict igniting. Though Chancellor Osborne's right-hand man, Governor General Rufus Alberea, was apprehended, Majors Lecter Arundel and Claire Revelt managed to avoid arrest. Not only that, but they remained at the Intelligence Division and the RMP, respectively, focusing their efforts on restoring order to their country. That said, both groups lost their position as government organizations and underwent extensive restructuring. The Bracer Guild regained its former status in the Empire, and for the first time in 5 years, all its branches were reopened. High-ranking bracers from all over the continent helped to combat disorder and unrest within the Empire, according to certain classified information from the Guild. Prince Cedric, thought to be missing, had in fact become a member of Ouroboros. There are even rumors that he was made an enforcer, but that remains unverified. Meanwhile, after tirelessly aiding the other great houses, Governor Regnitz, and the Government Accountability Inspectorate for months, Acting Duke Eustace Alborea rejoined his allies for a journey to a certain place. Each of his friends had been busy restoring peace to their country in their own way. But now, with the embers of war finally cooled, they were able to meet once more.
Whoa. A backup OZ-74 unit.
So your dad prepared this, Elisa?
That's right. He must have worked on it in the brief moments when he was himself. It couldn't have been an easy secret to keep from the Ebon Knight.
Your father was a great man.
Damn right. Can't be easy fooling someone who's in your head.
For real.
It seems like the mana inside is stable.
And it should be easy to work with such a pure soul as hers.
We'll be right here to help whenever you're ready.
Go ahead, Eustace.
Come on, man. What are you waiting for? Now, bring out the sword.
Right.
Altina, you should help too.
Don't worry. I know it'll turn out just fine.
That's right, Allie. Be brave.
I will.
Everything's stable. This should work.
Adios, please.
Now'd be the time for a miracle. I'm sure we've got one or two left, right?
If you're listening out there, these kids need you.
The sword.
Huh? Where am I? Reen? Tilly? What are you guys doing here? Eustace? What gives? You look like you've seen a ghost. Wait, what happened? Last thing I remember,
William!
You're awake! Whoa, guys! What's gotten into you? Anyone want to tell me what this is all about?
It's kind of a long story.
So much happened while you were asleep.
But before we get to all that...
Welcome back, Milliam.
Oh, look how good they look. Look at Yuna. Look how pretty she is. An Ashen Curtain Reen. Ooh, studs. Oh my god, when I saw Annalise, I like audibly gasped and smiled so hard. Oh my god, we saw Annalise? Oh man. Oh, look at Yuna. She's just getting bugged by Elisa. Thanks, Jitters. Thank you, everybody. So yes, we've hit the end officially. The true end. Although supposedly there's still an extra cutscene we need to see afterwards, but hey, we'll talk about that later. Look at Doublé just pounding as always. Oh boy, oh boy. Wow, the chat looks very hard to read on a white background. But the more important question is, who did you romance? Elisa, for sure. Canon pairing. Gotta go with the canon implied romance. Of course. Oh, guys, of course, is a wine guy. Look at him go. Of course. Okay, where do I want to begin when talking about this game / reviewing it? Well, I'll start where I normally start with reviews. So for those who are not aware, the way I like to do reviews is I like to talk about things in an order, which is music, art, gameplay, and story. Music and art sometimes get, switched around depending on how much there is to talk about. So in this case, I'll definitely talk about art first, and because I think that's going to be the easiest thing to really talk about. There's not really a whole lot of bad to say about the art in this game, I would say. I think, it took... Oh, I should also preface, right, that when I'm talking about this, well, I'm going to take CS3 into account for the art conversation. It took a little bit to... It took a little while to get into the engine, I'll say, coming off of CS2 and coming off of Zero and Azure, of course. There's no doubt about that. Especially with the change in the battle UI and stuff like that. That being said, though, I gotta admit, though, Trails at this point in time has never looked better. I know Hajimari makes it look even better, as they get better and better with the engine and everything like that. But at the same time, yeah, no, definitely graphically, this game really looks good. The dungeons all look really nice. I like the coloration across many things. The art portraits and just UI elements, I think all blended together a lot better this time around, I would say. And once I grew into it, hey, look, it's Zin! And it's Kevin and Rias. Wow, look at all these characters. Of course, Rias has a whole plate of food. Look at her. Look, they remembered these 3 characters. Oh, man. But yeah, I think from an art perspective, right, there's not a whole lot really to say wrong or, negative about Cold Steel 4. I think there's a case to be made, that a lot of people like to claim that Falcom graphics with this engine still look PS2, PS3-like. They look a little bit on the outdated side, which might have been the case for the PlayStation 4. Also, hey, Wazzy, and hey, Noel. Risha, what are you wearing? It's a wedding! Come on, you gotta dress up a tiny bit. Even Noel looks better than you. But that being said, I mean, if you're able to play it on the PC and kind of like bump up those graphics ever so slightly based on your, based on your hardware, it does look good, actually, quite, by the end of it. And I couldn't actually even take, I personally couldn't take the full, oh yeah, we saw Ein there for like a second. Teased Ein. I couldn't even take, full advantage of the maximum processing that the graphics can push because of, streaming and making sure that, we have consistent quality on stream and stuff like that. But, even at its worst, I think this game looks overall really, really good. Musically and sound design. Yeah, I listened to CS4's OST yesterday and today. Just in general, and it's definitely a step up in terms of CS3 for sure. I personally don't see that much hate or not hate. I personally don't see the whole Singa curse, you know, Mitsuha Singa hate and all that stuff. I don't really see it. I mean, he does have some pretty mid songs, I'll admit, but it as a whole was a step up from Cold Steel 3. So from a musical perspective, this game had a lot of bangers. Seductive Shudder, To the Future, Majestic Roar, what else? I don't know all the names yet. Toa going with the Eastern dress like she promised during her bonding event. Let's freaking go. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of bangers in this game. There's never really, again, they never really had that with Trails, but there's not that many songs, I would say, just in general, that I felt like, oh my god, we're hearing this over and over again. You know, maybe I would have made a couple of slight adjustments depending on the game and stuff like that, you know, where things have had. But, you know, I'm not really going to complain. And sound design, of course, is always great, you know. I like the sounds that this game makes. The Legend of Heroes, Trails of Cold Steel 4. See you again someday, somewhere. Right, so, of course, as we all know, Hajimari is coming up sometime, somewhere. Oh, there's more. You better have responded, Reen. All right. Now, according to the guide, I think that was probably it, but it says if you have seen the true ending and create a clear save file in your system, load the clear to see an additional post-game scene. I think that was it. Yeah, that was definitely it. Right? Someone correct me if I'm wrong. Well, that was it, right? That was like the super extra scene. I don't want to do this. Where do I want to take us? No, no. Okay, wait, what do I do? It wasn't? Oh, so do I actually have to do it? Load the clear data. So I have to actually load that? Reload the clear save. Okay. Wait, it is this one, right? That white one? Okay, just reload again. Dish one. Just do it. Not the white one. No, the one there it says epilogue. Wait, what? What? Oh, this one. Okay. Got it.
After everything that happened, over half a year...
That was not it. Star plus square. Wait, that was... Oh my god, wait. Star plus X.
Ah, I understand now.
Oh! Base space for Ouroboros' Anguis, Celestial Globe. Here we go. Here we go.
However, it seems the situation is slightly beyond the scope of our expectations. The seventh Anguis has been lost to us, while the second continues her leave of absence. Though perhaps the biggest surprise is that neither the Stallritter nor McBurn have returned.
Well, old McBurn's finally gone out on a journey of self-discovery. Little too late if you ask me, though. As for the Stallritter, it seems like they've decided to branch off on their own.
That's hardly a cause for concern. The second Anguis is a careful, calculating woman. She's sure to cooperate with the next plan. When she does return, I'm certain McBurn and the Stallritter will follow.
And perhaps even Blue Blanc and Luciola too. Though, I think it's safe to say Kruger's never coming back. That makes her the fourth total dropout after Louve, Joshua, and Ren.
We've gained quite the interesting little pawn in her place, though, wouldn't you say? The magic swelling in his ancient blood is quite something. A promising newcomer if ever we've had one.
I suppose. Though he still knows so little about the world, he might need a babysitter for quite some time.
Regardless, let us leave the enforcers to their own discretion. And take care that you do not follow the same path as the Faceless.
You all seem to hate my predecessor so much. I almost regret not being able to meet him.
Well, you've certainly filled his shoes in terms of personality, at least.
It seems all three of you have gathered.
So, you've arrived.
Welcome, O Grand Master.
Whoa!
Maribel, you have done very well. You oversaw the completion of the Phantasmal Blaze plan and returned safely.
You're too kind. I merely laid the groundwork for the Witch of the Abyss and the Steel Maiden to work their magic. But what of the Septarians of Fire and Earth?
I have confirmed their disappearance from this plane. Unlike the Septarian of Mirage, they haven't vanished entirely. But as they are now, it is nearly impossible for them to fall into human hands once more.
Is that so?
I guess we can say things are still going smoothly then?
Indeed. Our plan continues apace. Vida's searching for a new path, in spite of her continuing faith in me. The heroic death of the proud Leanne Sandlot. McBurn, the former overlord of the Beyond, realizing the truth of his home. And even the departures of Joshua, Ren, and Sharon were all valuable parts of the process.
In short, everything that happens is within your knowledge and by your mercy. To be honest, it's simply incredible. Your very existence is akin to Ars Magna.
No, I am but a shadow. I exist solely to announce the appointed time to the world. The other Anguis may not be present, but I shall make this declaration here and now. The world has escaped the Great Twilight, extending its lifespan ever so slightly. 3 years yet remain, until all returns to primordial nothingness.
3 years?
The third stage of the Orpheus final plan, the eternal Recurrence plan, begins now.
Oh! Wow. Wow. Well. Alright, hang on. I gotta put something up on screen. Let me do a thingy. Oh, yes. What I can do is this. This. I need to do this. Okay. Hang on. We'll just continue listening to that on shuffle. That's not a big deal. Okay. Shuffle. Not a bad place to start, actually. Right, so continuing kind of where I left off, right? I'm very much just going to use the next, like, 30 minutes or so, 30 minutes to 45 minutes, you know, just to continue talking about the game and stuff like that. But, okay, so about that scene. So 3 years. Doesn't Kuro take place 2 years from the end of CS4? So, like, literally the end of Kuro 2 probably is going to be, like, the Eternal Recurrence plan coming to fruition and stuff like that. That's pretty cool. Gotta say, that's pretty cool. You know what I kind of want? I kind of want a spin-off game, even if it's non-canon like Nayuta, to just take place from Ouroboros' perspective, of just them, like, of just some, like, you know, enforcer in it, just, like, going around wrecking shit or something like that, or, like, learning about, you know, the world through what they know of, like, from Ouroboros' lens and stuff like that. I think that would overall be, like, really cool if they did that. But I guess we probably won't get that. So let's see, where was I? Yeah, so I finished up talking about music, and I finished talking about art of CS4. Now it's time to talk about the gameplay. I think I mentioned it back in CS3. The UI took a while to get used to, and I think I would not be disappointed if, you know, I had to go back to the original circle system or the original menu system. I think there is just some comfort that gamers have with that sort of system, and so there's really nothing wrong with it. But, you know, when you get used to it, the gameplay, you know, the UI and the gameplay of CS3, CS4, it flows. It does flow quite a bit. It's definitely nice to see. I thankfully felt that this game was harder, just in general, on normal, compared to, say, CS3, which felt a little bit on the easier side of things, minus boss fights and stuff like that, so that was really nice to see. But I guess, really, I think my biggest gripe, if at all, really, is just Brave Orders. There's either really, really broken or really, really useless, and I think we talked about this back during the final dungeon, where it's like, it kind of would have been nice if we just went back to crafts that did stuff like motivate for, you know, Reen, or like resonant beat for Elliot, you know, like stuff like that. I think it helped also make it so that you had more incentive to switch around characters. Because, like, you could bring in Elliot for a second, resonant beat your main members, switch back out to somebody else who probably won't die, but everyone else can get that HP regen. Or, like, you know, bring Elisa in, Heavenly Gift, and then, you know, just, you know, zip her back out while, you know, Reen, everybody just, you know, continues staying out on the field and stuff like that. Even with crafts, too, like, some of them just felt so few and far in between of use. Like, for example, Muse and Emma, right, are mages. Your main use of them is going to be going straight hardcore arts all the way, right? So you're going to try and maximize the amount of arts they can use, maximize their ATS and stuff like that. Minus the few times, like, Sophia Rain for Muse was, like, fine in CS3 back when we didn't have any crafts. But, like, you got to the point where if you gave her cannon like I did, it doesn't really matter. Just breath in one turn, or tear, and, you know, over the course of 2 or 3 turns. You have no reason to use Sophia Rain or any of her other things. Penta Shot was nice because, you know, it brought people closer and stuff like that. But, like, the craft where she charms people, I mean, okay. I mean, not every craft is going to be useful, of course, but, you know, I liked it how Kurt's and Yuna's crafts and Ash's were a bit more varied and stuff like that. Even Altina had some pretty varied crafts, so Emma had that problem too. But also, I think gameplay-wise, they did a better job overall. Getting new Class 7 and old Class 7 to kind of like mesh together and stuff like that. Although the weird party splitting between males and females was like really odd, because that's not really how party synergy works in Trails. Like, not to say that all females are better than males in Trails, because they definitely are not, of course. They all have their use cases. But, like, I would have rather just had you let me pick from the beginning and just have party synergy. Like, at the end, when I can pick 3 teams to go for the final fight, yeah, I had my personal party synergy, and I think that worked out fairly well. In this super duper final fight, I had my own party synergy, and it mostly worked, but it worked out nonetheless. When you forced me to use all males and all females, there wasn't even really like a story reason behind it, was there? It was just like, we're gonna go to the Fragments chapter and do males and females, woohoo! Okay, I guess. So that's a minor thing as well. But of course, you know, Trails in general, even if broken and even if really easy at times, has fun gameplay. It does the turn-based system in a very dynamic and yet fun way, that it always really keeps you on your toes, and I appreciate that still kind of going through. I'm excited to see kind of like what Hajimari brings to the table and stuff like that. Even though, you know, it's probably gonna be more Brave Orders and stuff like that. But hey, you know, it's gonna be like Sky the Third of Cold Steel, I guess. Hodgepodge of things, from what I understand. I say this now, but 2 years from now, we'll see what I really have to say about the game. But hey, you know, I'm excited nonetheless. And Nayuta's gonna be an action-style game, so we're gonna see some unique stuff nonetheless. But hey, at the end of the day, right? CS3, CS4, just like CS1, CS2, pretty fun gameplay. Pretty fun bosses, pretty great enemy design, pretty great things all around. And of course, the real reason why everybody is here, for me, to bitch and moan about the story. Oh boy, where do I begin with this one? So okay, I'll say this from the get-go, because as we all know, CS4 is like the great divide between all of Falcom fans. It is like, you either really, really hate it or you really, really like it. And there's like not that many people who are few and far in between, at least who are vocal about it. Because like everywhere you go, like on Reddit, Twitter, Discord and stuff like that, you bring up CS4 and you're starting the Great War, Operation Jormungand versus Mil Mirage all over again, pretty much. It's not that, I'm being I'm you know, hyperbolizing a tiny bit there, but it definitely has felt that way in the time that I've interacted with the fandom, or just, you know, observed with the fandom for quite a long time. Where do I fall on that? I gotta say, I do like the game. I do like the game. It just has very questionable decisions that, boy oh boy, did they not need to happen. Like, for example, this whole idea of the true ending that they've done, where the original ending was Rean doing a self-sacrifice, true ending comes in where you end up saving everybody, and it's all nice and happy, and we all can go home with smiles on our faces. That's not really new to Falcom. They did this back kind of in East 8. They did this in Tokyo Xanadu to a T, so it's not that new to me. And generally, I think Japanese writers, just in general, when it comes to shonen and stuff like that, do like doing this. Because for them, I think it's just this idea that like, oh yeah, you struggled all this time. You know, let's give you the happy ending that you so rightfully deserve, which isn't inherently wrong. What's inherently wrong is when you then butcher your characters in the process. And so a good example of that is, say, someone like Angelica and George. Yeah, do you like how the bad ending shits out Rean's character arc again by making him self-sacrifice? No! This time, no. I think in CS4, no. I actually do quite like it. I mean, it's part of his character? I don't know, hang on, I'll get into that in a second. I have a whole thing about Rean. But yeah, like Angelic and George, right? Like, you had them fine in CS1, CS2, and then you make them like this in CS3, CS4, and it's just, you just see them and it's like, ugh, fine. Black Albrecht becoming Franz Reinfeld at the end, okay, cool, I guess, but I don't particularly care. You know, and of course the biggest thing that I guess for some reason is just a big trope, and I don't particularly understand why, is the fact that people just can't stay dead. If you're gonna kill somebody, just have them stay dead. Like, I am okay. I don't know. Maybe this is just a Western thing. Maybe this is Eastern people don't see it this way. Maybe it's just a thing of age. Maybe it's a thing of perspective. I don't know. Maybe it's pessimism. Who knows? But I personally think, IMO, if you're going to kill somebody, just leave them dead. You can reference them, but just leave them dead. Because it proves that your story has stakes, that the actions your characters do, or they say they do, actually matter. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, like, and, you know, that was one of the things. So I guess if I go from the beginning, right? Like, the prologue of this game was amazing. Holy crap, the search for Reen is honestly so good. I loved seeing new Class 7 go around with Randy, or just go around with people and just try, and old Class 7 too, and they are trying to find out information for, you know, on the Black Workshop to find Reen. That was really well done. Because it takes, you know, you finally have an opportunity to take away your main protagonist for all about 5 seconds, and you can really show what you've done with all your other characters. And they did pretty well with it. They did pretty well with old Class 7, bringing in their knowledge and bringing in their, you know, experiences and past, you know, to help out new Class 7. And new Class 7 got to grow in their own shoes as you know, as a whole. Muse still sucked at the end of it, but hey, you know what? Ash kind of grew to not be that much of a jerk. He ended up being one of the better growth members all around. Yuna became a leader just like Lloyd. She's a Lloyd, you know, if, you know, Lloyd and Reen were to have a child, Yuna would be it. That basically is just a hodgepodge between the two of them, and it worked out pretty well. Kurt more or less stayed the same, but yeah, I mean, he still had some pretty good growth as well near the end there when it started talking about Cedric and stuff like that. Like, yeah, he told Cedric off there. Pretty awesome. And hey, come on, Altina, do I need to say more? This child became everyone's favorite character by the end of it, so that was really, really good. The Fragments act was awesome, trying to save, you know, Reed and stuff like that. Minus the part where they gave Angelica a mask. That was really stupid. Don't do that. Don't do that. Act 2, or Act 1, that was all of Act 1, wasn't it? Yeah, Act 1, prologue, Act 1 sort of thing. You know, Fragments was that. Act 2's weird. I don't know. I see more or less just a general consensus that Act 2 is kind of like the biggest waste of time that this game has to offer. And I kind of have to agree with that, you know, in hindsight. From a streamer's perspective, from a person who's making content, I had no issues with it. I quite enjoyed it. It was nice to just sit back after a long day and just play video games, play some side quests, talk about trails, listen to some good music, blah, 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 right? But from an actual storyline perspective, yeah, Act 2 was just not that great. And I don't know if it's so much of the fact that, well, it is. I shouldn't really, you know, I should not sugarcoat it. It's two components, which are the only two things that happen in Act 2, but it's mainly two components. The first being that there's this great big old war that's about to happen, and you have us just running around and doing, you know, side quests and stuff like that. Not a problem. CS2 did the same thing, but CS2 was at a much smaller scale, so it didn't feel as long and drawn out filler. And the second thing is that, once again, there were literally no stakes. Hey, let's go save Elise and Tio. They're trapped in Leaves, so we'll do a liberation of Leaves. The entire liberation of Leaves was done way better than it was during the liberation of Trista, because it lasted more than 2 battles. But then you get to Einhell Keep, right? Like, they make us go through this whole puzzle and stuff like that. It's like, wow, they're really toying with us. That's actually kind of cool. Then you get to Einhell Keep, and you know, Professor Schmidt is like, you must now go through the last trial of Einhell Keep. Oh, but because it's too hard, I will allow these 2 hostages of mine to help you out. What? Why? What? They're not hostages then. Or like when you go and, where was it? When you go to, was it Ortis, right? And no, it was Heimdall. And you go and save Toa and Alphen, I think. No, who was Toa with? She was somebody. Well, you saved Toa, right? And they're just kind of chilling there, having tea, like nobody's business. Like, oh, okay, yeah, they weren't even in trouble. Why did I even have to? Why, you know? Why does any of this matter? And then you have the main characters, you know, giving this like big badass dialogue, like, we're gonna save them. How dare you do this? Don't you lay a hand on them? And they're like, oh yeah, no, don't worry, bro. We wouldn't do that. Okay, I mean, whatever, I guess. Act 3 definitely picked it up, because, you know, Act 3 actually, you know, brought in lore and stuff like that. And I've never really been opposed to the whole cursed magical hoo-ha stuff. I've quite enjoyed it. It's just really weird, questionable decisions all around with that, I would say. Like, oh god, I don't know, what example could I really give for that? Like, you know, we went back to Hamel again during side quests. Like, just leave that place alone. You know, they talk about the 100 Days War again. Okay, yeah, cool. They talk about the curse and stuff like that. Okay, yeah, you know, just, you know, move on from that. Leave the old stuff alone, I would say. Leave the old stuff alone. But I think CS4 did a better job overall, I think, you know, with that, because they really went hard into the rivalry. They went hard into the, you know, the Knights, Ishmelga, and all that stuff. It was pretty good stuff. And I think it worked out near the end, with the Pales showing up and the Imperial Fortress and all that stuff, and, you know, Osborne actually being a villain. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff in there, no doubt about it. So you know, overall, from a story perspective, no, I don't dislike this game. I actually quite like this game a lot. Is it going to be my top 3 games of all time? Probably not. Did it leave a lasting impact on me? Oh yeah, absolutely. I still think the prologue was just so freaking well done. And, you know, even regardless of which ending I saw, you know, it definitely hit me in the heart there. I don't know if it's because of personal attachment or if it's actually because of the content of the story, but hey, you know, we'll just say that I liked it, right? We'll keep it simple. Characters. New Class 7 was great. I still think they were a wonderful addition to the cast and the roster. And I'm glad they got the prologue act to essentially kind of get their time in the spotlight that they were kind of taken away from back in CS3. And again, I kind of wish they got a little bit more. But hey, at the same time, you're not just, you know, shitting on all over old Class 7 in the prologue in Act 1. Pretty awesome. You know, the whole thing at the end of the normal ending where they're like, nah, get up, like, you know, this isn't how he would want it. We got to smile and stuff like that. Yeah, cool, thank you. You know, I appreciate that and stuff like that. Old Class 7 as a whole, the only real character that I have a gripe with, honestly, is Eustace. Like, Emma, awesome. Gaius, my man became a Dominion. Also, kind of funny that I just shit on Eustace and the Berea Heart theme from CS1 came up. That's really funny. Anywho, moving on. Gaius became a freaking Dominion, right? Like, that's awesome. Who else is there? V's Fee, can't really hate her. Laura's Laura. You like her or you hate her? I like her, but she's not that impactful. You know. Elisa, I personally find I like. I know a lot of people really don't like her for her character and stuff like that, which is honestly totally fair and totally understandable. I get it. Sarah, Instructor Sarah, is a very odd character to me now because, like, while I understand they shifted her from an instructor role to a bracer role, why do they need to remove her sass? Why do they need to remove that just, like, cheerful, drunken personality that she had back in CS1? Like, what? Why did that need to change? You could have kept that. I mean, yeah, you had the serious stuff with her father and stuff like that, and the Northumbrian Jaegers and stuff like that. You can keep that. That's not a problem. But throughout the rest of the story, like, what the heck? We got a glimmer of it back at the end, right before the final boss fight, where she, you know, where she gave us a speech, and I'm just like, oh my god, it's the old Sarah that we all know and love, and it's just never there again the whole time of CS3 and CS4. Why? Why did we need to do that? Why didn't we just keep her the same? What changed? Oh, you became a bracer, so you became more serious again because of all the impact of the Northern Jaegers? Yes, that's fine. You can keep that. But when interacting with your students and stuff like that, you didn't need, just do the same thing as you did before. Who else is there? Eustace. Oh yeah, Machias. Machias is cool, dude. I just love I love Machias, and he's the voice of reason. I never used him in gameplay, but from a character perspective, he's always been great. I love his dialogue and just his straight man jabs towards everything. Like, are all of you this crazy? Yes, Machias, they are. They're pretty crazy, and they're great. Eustace, Machias, Gaius, Laura, Fee, Elisa, Emma, and Reen. No, there's one more. No, yeah, that's it. That was the original. Yeah, because Crow and Milliam joined later. I think, yeah, so then Milliam, I mean, she was a spirit half the time, so don't really have too many high opinions of her. She just kind of existed. Crow did better this time around, but at the same time, like, I get that he needed to be there for the story, and I quite appreciate that. I think he did a pretty good job in the main story and stuff like that. But at the same time, I'll be real. I don't think a whole lot would have changed if he stayed dead. You could have had him as like the voice inside whenever Reen was in Valimar or something like that, you know, because of the rivalry or something like that. You could have just started the rivalries back in CS2, right? And like Ordine and like Crow just like merged into Valimar and stuff like that. So every time Reen was in Valimar, or like something crazy happened with Valimar, you could have Crow like talking to him or something like that. I think that would have been a better use case, but no, we can't keep people dead, so he came back. But hey, he's still a cool guy nonetheless. I always liked his sass and stuff like that, and he kept his personality. So hey, that's nice. Fee is cool. Fee is cool. She became a bracer. She's still cool. She's adorable. Reen. The final boy to talk about. Reen. I still like him. I'm not gonna lie. I still really like Reen. I don't know. Like, they definitely went way too hard on the harem's protagonist stuff here in CS4. I will not doubt that for a single second. I will not doubt that at all. I definitely think there are moments where Reen's self-sacrificial, you know, self-imposing, just like, oh no, I'm really, you know, modesty and stuff like that. Yeah, it gets in the way. But at the end of the normal ending, I actually thought that was a good moment for self-sacrifice. And if I hadn't known Hajimari existed and I did not play the true ending, I probably would have cried a lot, or just, you know, been like despaired of the fact that Reen did that sacrifice, because that would have hit me good, no doubt about it. And I still really like Reen even beyond this. Do I like him more than Lloyd? I mean, they're both about equal still, because Lloyd had some pretty cool moments in CS4 as well. Estelle is still best protagonist, of course. But no, I mean, you know, Reen is great. Reen is great. I don't think he deserves. I think half of him doesn't deserve all the hate that he gets, and half of it is just like, but why, Falcon? Why? What if you didn't? I started bringing it up during the Eventide Act 2, where it's like Reen, on his own, much like Lloyd, has had some really amazing growth and impactful relationships with people that never get talked about. Reen and Valimar, Reen and Celine, you know, Reen and Toa, although Reen and Toa do get talked about quite a bit because, you know, shipping and stuff like that, but like Reen and Toa, Reen and Olivier, who else? You know, Reen and some of the other members of, you know, Thors and stuff like that. There's a lot of cool stuff that Reen has with people. It just doesn't get shown into light, which is just unfortunate. I think, though, one of my problems that I had with CS3 kind of carries over here back into CS4, though, with Reen, in that I had no freaking clue as a player what age group Reen belonged in. This is the most awkward part of the entirety of Cold Steel, because recall back in CS2, they were just little teenagers. They were like 16, 17, 18 years old. Not a whole lot of time has passed since that. You know, CS3 was just like a year and a half later. CS2 ends up being 2 years later. So they're like, you know, 19, 20 years old and stuff like that. So on one hand, it's like, yeah, they're like the same age as, like, you know, new Class 7 stuff like that. So it all works out quite well. But at the same time, they're written, I'm not gonna lie, maybe this is just because the English translation or just because of my weird interpretation, stuff like that. All of old Class 7, including Reen, is written as if they're like 25-year-olds. Yeah, I mean, they're still silly, 25-year-olds with the harem shit and, you know, all the joking and chiding and stuff like that of school and whatnot. But hey, you know what? As a fellow 24-year-old myself, I do the same. I can't really fault them for that. So, like, it's just so odd at times because you want to see Reen feels like a 25-year-old, but then he's like talked about like a teenager again. It's just weird, really. I feel like I just wish I had more clarity in myself as a player of just like, and again, this could be just a personal thing. This maybe not even be something of the writing and stuff like that. But I don't know. I think that's still just a really weird thing with Reen. I'm glad they kept his glasses though during the cutscenes near the end there. That was really nice. Thank you for letting me have that costume choice. I thought they would take that away from me. Here's what I'm saying. If you're gonna play CS3, CS4, you have to put the glasses on. It just doesn't look right without it. I'm just saying. Because it separates Reen from being a freaking teenager. Oh boy. No, but I still think he's a great protagonist. You know, he's definitely not the strongest protagonist out there. He's definitely had his issues and stuff like that. I really don't mind the self-insert stuff, and I really don't mind the modesty to a degree and stuff like that, because when I got Reen in super smart mode, or when I got Reen in unclouded eye form or like super serious mode, dude is awesome. Dude is flipping amazing. Albeit that is still more in CS1 than CS2, and this is more of a CS3, CS4 retrospective, but at the same time, you know, be it all, end all. Yeah, no, Reen's a great guy. Reen is great, and I cannot wait to see him in Hajimari. What else? What else? I think that's really all I had to say about the story. I mean, I'm sure I'll have more opinions as time goes on and I fester on it and stuff like that, but overall, no, CS3, CS4, I quite liked. I think the question then becomes is, do I like Zero Azure more than I do Cold Steel? It depends, I think. If you were to say, do you like Zero Azure more than CS1, CS2? The answer is no. Heck no. CS1, CS2 is very, very, very high up for me. But if you were to say, do you like Zero Azure more than, say, CS3, CS4? Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. Kind of. Ish. Very hard to tell. Very hard to tell. Let's see. By the way, chat, if you guys have like questions for me on like what I thought about certain things, feel free to ask. I'm just gonna keep on rambling for the next like 5 or so minutes until I decide that I've had enough. I will happily take any questions that people have about trails and whatnot. What else do I want to say about CS4? Talked about Reen, talked about bonding and all that stuff. It's just fine, I guess. Favorite and least favorite city of all Arabonia. Oh, hey Lova, how's it going? Favorite city would probably have to be Ymir or Ulster. Ymir because I love snowy places. I love those types of places in video games and stuff like that. So, and I was really just drawn to the looks of Ymir. Ulster is probably my second favorite, I think it's just a very comfy town. I love the design of it. Followed by Ordis. Ordis is just fucking beautiful. That's such a pretty town. Least favorite town? Bereahard? I think it was just underused. Raquel too. Bereahard or Raquel are probably my least favorite. Favorite groping scene? You remember when Shirley had that scene with Duvalie back in CS3? That was pretty funny. There weren't that many in this game, actually, now that you mention it. I think CS3 had more of them. There weren't that many, were there? Or am I just ignoring them all? Hilarious with the quotes around it. I'm not going to go social justice warrior on that sort of writing, honestly. It exists in the form of media, and I'm going to take it at face value. Did she? I don't recall that second part. Favorite Divine Knight / which one I would pilot. Oh, I gotta look them all up again. Hang on. That is a very tiny picture. So we have Valimar, Testarossa, El Prado, Ishmelga, or no, Ordine. What are even the names again? No. Valimar, Ordine, Testarossa, Zector, Argrion, Ishmelga, and El Prado. El Prado's pretty cool. I kind of really like Zector. I like the purple, actually. I probably would go with Zector. I really like the purple on it. Good questions. Good questions. The thing with the groping stuff, though, I mean, that's just JP Media, man. We can't do anything about that. You would hope, right, that they would not put it in there, but, you know, 2022, that has not hit Falcom yet. Falcom as a whole, you know, I will give credit where credit is due now that this whole journey is over, for now. I fell in love with Erebony as a whole. I fell in love with the Crossbow, I fell in love with Liberel. I also fell in love with Erebony as a whole. The world building is just so cool. It's super nice. It's super fun. And I think it's what keeps me, in general, from being, like, super analytical or super social justice warrior, or super just like, no, actually, that's, like, really bad. How can you actually like this material? You are an absolute slob. Yes, I went hyperbolic there again, but I kind of am not gonna, I'm gonna take any and all flack for that, because, I don't know, at the end of the day, how could I? How could I? No, from my chair, you know, as someone who streams this stuff, but as also as someone who, you know, comes and sits after a long day of work and stuff like that. The comfort that Kiseki does provide in terms of its world building and just kind of hanging out and stuff like that is something that definitely, Final Fantasy kind of does, but doesn't really. Tales definitely does with its skits and stuff like that, for sure. So it's nice to see that kind of here as well. But in general, even if the story isn't too conducive to it, I think one point has to be made in that there is effort and there is praise needed to be given to Falcom for the world. There is, I think there is an attachment that players will get when it comes to the world. There's no doubt about that. And the fact that the scale of it just got bigger and bigger and bigger, maybe for better or for worse, is nice that you get to explore all these places and all these different towns and stuff like that. The NPCs having their own lives and their own emotions and stuff like that. Their own festivals and all that stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff in there. I like school shit, so CS1 and CS3 school stuff really does not bug me whatsoever. I really, really liked being a part of that sort of stuff again, because it makes me nostalgic of my university days, which I had quite an amazing time with, and I wish I could go back to those days. So that definitely, hit me good. So, hey, Thor's Military Academy Festival, just what I was talking about. It's almost like YouTube is listening to what I'm saying. I kid you not, this is really random. But yeah, I mean, we've hit the end of Cold Steel 4. I don't know how long I want to keep, pressing for time and stuff like that. But here's how it's gonna go, I guess, unless there's other questions and stuff like that I see. The book reading stream will still happen next session. It'll just be, I think, maybe next 2 sessions, I would say, depending on how long things take. So the next 2 sessions will be straight book reading. Come if you would like. I'm going to be reading you bedtime stories. I suspect many of you will fall asleep during it. So if you need something to help you fall asleep, well, then here it is. I don't know what music I'm going to play in the background, but I'll find something. I might make a playlist of like just chill trails music or something like that. But yes, it's going to be bedtime stories with Goldie, where I read all the books of Cold Steel 4. I will try to do it in 1 session, but it'll probably take 2 sessions, given the fact that 3.9 is like a 250-page novel. And then after that, we start our next project, where we will be taking a small break from JRPGs for a couple of games that we've already seen on the channel. Some people may already know what it is, some people may not. That's all good. You'll find out nonetheless. And as a whole, we are going to be taking a break from Falcom on the channel for the entire rest of the year. No Tokyo Xanadu, no Ys, no Zwei, no Gurumin, none of that. Not this year. We're going to be hitting up other JRPGs from other people. There's going to be some Tales, there's going to be some newer JRPGs as well. Some indie RPGs, I think, as well, depending on how time, plays in my favor. And then 2023, we'll come back to Falcom. Depending on when Nayuta and Hajimari release in English and stuff like that. Hajimari, I gotta be like, time that correctly, because I also want to make sure I have a guide for that. But yeah, we'll definitely, when Nayuta come out, we're gonna be right back on the Falcom train, and then I will probably play one more Falcom game at the time too, in terms of streams. It'll probably be Zwei and Gurumin, those 3 games. And then, depending on how things go in 2023, we'll play Tokyo Xanadu and Xanadu next. But yep, for the rest of this year, there's no more Falcom content on the channel. Sorry to those who thought I was a Falcom-centric channel. But no, it's a JRPG-centric channel with a lot of the extra stuff that I decide to upload. Let's see, we need a good ending song. Not that. Nah, you know what was a good song? Blended on this. A Deep Carnival? No. While I do appreciate the perspective being here from controlling a character running around doing side quests, I want to see an anime where we can just watch NPCs do stuff and live. Yeah, and I mean, there is the Cold Steel anime coming next year that's going to take place in the North Ambrian War with the new character and stuff like that. But yeah, it would be nice if Falcom had the budget to give us a slice of life, you know, Trails anime. Just, you know, day to day. Give us like 5 episodes in Libero, 5 episodes in Crossbell, 5 episodes in Erebonia. I think that would be pretty nice. That would be pretty nice. Alright. I don't hate Deep... I posted this on Twitter, actually. I have a confession to make. I like Deep Carnival. It has issues, but I do like it. I do like it as a tune, actually. It has a decent melody in the beginning. But alright. I think we've stalled long enough. As much as I would love to sit here for the next 40 minutes and just ramble about Trails and stuff like that. Oh boy. So yes, as always, thank you all so much for joining me on this journey of Cold Steel, especially all of Trails. It has been a fantastic year and 2 months since we've started doing Trails content here on the channel. I've enjoyed every bit of it. I've had so much fun getting to meet, talk, and just interact with all of you via the Kiseki streams and stuff like that. As always, I do have a feedback forum in the About section of my YouTube channel, as well as below in the Twitch links below. If you think I'm doing something pretty well and you want to see me continue doing it, let me know. If you want to see something that I could do, maybe improve on in terms of the content, both on YouTube and or streams as a whole, let me know, and I can definitely take that into consideration. I'll do my best to give you guys better content. Seriously, like, just if there's something really going wrong, just let me know. I'll do my best to fix it. I don't say this often, but if you like what I do, if you're on the Twitch side of things, hit up a follow. Don't need to subscribe. Don't need to donate. Just hit up a follow and share with your friends. If you're watching this on the YouTube side of things, in terms of the archives, I hope the archives are enjoyable to watch, given the fact that they're raw and unedited. So leave a subscription, leave a like, leave a comment, and share it with your friends. The more, the merrier. And as always, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.
Yaksoku